Good morning, everybody, and a Golden Eagle welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming out this morning on a very, very exciting day in Tennessee Tech athletics history. A couple of things before we get started. We are streaming live on the OVC Digital Network, and the press conference and welcome reception is also going to be shown via Periscope. We'd ask that everyone please be considerate and turn your telephones to silence, your cell phones, so we aren't interrupted with that. Just to give you a quick indication, we'll have some comments from Mark Wilson and President Oldham. We'll go through the introduction and comments of that. Before our new coach is available to the public, and he will be after this is done, we're going to let you visit with him. We do want to allow him some time up front with media, individual media members. So we will take care of the media first, and then as soon as all that is completed, please stick around and you'll have the opportunity to greet him. That being said, again, welcome, and at this time, I'd like to introduce the Director of Athletics here at Tennessee Tech University, Mr. Mark Wilson. Mark?
Thank you so much, and we appreciate everybody being here today. And before we get started with a formal introduction, we clearly understand and we take great pride at Tennessee Tech that it's about family. And all of you that are here are part of the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagle family, and certainly we want to welcome our newest members of the family. And I know that the most important people in the Satterfield family, it's not Marcus. It's not our head football coach. So, Harper, if you'll come up here with me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Harper Satterfield, so please welcome her to Tennessee Tech. And clearly, to use a football term, Marcus clearly outkicked his coverage. And we're so pleased to have Sarah Satterfield joining us as the First Lady of Golden Eagle football. Sarah Satterfield. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the President of Tennessee Tech, Dr. Phil Oldham.
Thank you, Mark, and thank all of you for being here this morning. This is an exciting day for Tennessee Tech University and an exciting day for Golden Eagle football. We really want to welcome the Satterfield family as a whole to the Tennessee Tech University family. As Mark said, this is a family, and you can tell from this room full of people that that's felt here in this community and throughout the country as Tennessee Tech alumni are all over the place. It's an exciting time for Tennessee Tech football, we think. I want to say thanks to the search committee that spent a lot of long hours going through resumes and talking to candidates and talking to references. It was a difficult process, but it brought us the cream of the crop, and we're excited that Marcus has decided to join us today. So again, it's a great time for Tennessee Tech football. Football is among the great athletic programs that we have here at Tennessee Tech. And we're very proud of all the athletic teams and what they do on and off the field. And we know that Marcus is committed to that. He's committed to student success in the classroom and on the field. And that's the hallmark of Tennessee Tech athletics. And so we look forward to seeing what that product is on the field. But we want to build character in these young men as well. And that's what this is all about. So thank you for being here today, and thank you so much, Marcus, for joining us.
Well, the president and I didn't even talk this morning, and he stole one of my terms, but we did have a very deep pool of candidates, and I think that really embodies what Tennessee Tech is all about. It's about academic success. It's about character. It's a great institution, a great community. And we're so thankful that so many people wanted to be the head coach here at Tennessee Tech. But I think that shows about the foundation that's been laid. We've had great coaches over the history of Tennessee Tech, and there's a great foundation left by head coach Watson Brown for Coach Satterfield to take over. As we went through the process, and Phil, I'm going to use your term here, the cream always rises to the top. And certainly that is true with Marcus and him becoming our head coach. I want to give you some of the attributes that really impressed me when we visited with him, and that was confirmed as we talked to people, things that we really felt like will propel our program forward from the foundation where we currently are. But number one is high energy, absolute amazing energy. I think that that will really bode well with his staff and with our student athletes and the community as a whole. Passion, vision. I mean, he has great passion for coaching young men, vision for the program, academically, athletically, socially. Just an amazing vision of where he's going to take our program. His connections in the state of Tennessee and regionally and nationally in recruiting and in assembling a coaching staff, they're second to none. And we know that those are going to really provide him with a great foundation here at Tennessee Tech. The other thing we really liked is his preparation at the FCS level and the FBS level. He has great experience working at other FCS institutions, peer institutions to Tennessee Tech, and then with his most recent experience with Matt Rule at Temple, and what they've done to the Temple program is extraordinary. Last and not least, he is a great X&O coach. That's been proven in everybody that we've talked to, just a great X&O coach, a great players coach. I think the players are going to love him and really play hard for him. But most importantly, he's a great person. And I think he is a golden eagle, through and through. And I know that I look forward to working side by side with him as we continue to grow Tennessee Tech football. We have a few gifts for Marcus here, but just before I do that, I do want to do a symbolic hand off the Tennessee Tech football and the reins of the Golden Eagle football program to head coach Marcus Satterfield. And when you go recruiting, you can wear that Golden Eagle tie, you know.
Exactly right. I need some.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Satterfield.
Put that on. Awesome. Wow. You think you're prepared for exactly what you're going to say, and you've got it all laid out, and then you step up and you've got such a great turnout, and everything kind of goes blank, and you start thinking and remembering all the different times in the backyard that you thought you were going to be an NFL football player or play, win the Heisman Trophy, and then all the reality. I'm looking at my dad, kind of sets in of how average of a football player I probably was, and I realized really, 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 really quick that I wanted to be a football coach like my dad. And just looking back through the different things that have happened to me in my life to get us to this point, it's unbelievable. And just the support that I think Tennessee Tech is going to be able to provide for our student athletes and our football program is shown right here. And I applaud you, because the first step of getting us where we need to be is just a total buy-in of the community and the campus. And as you can see, we're already there, and that's good. So I commend you for that. I'd like to start off, by thanking Dr. Oldham. Really appreciate you giving me this chance. I will not let you down. Mark Wilson, athletic director. When you come to these things and you want to make sure that you take a head coaching job where you think you can be successful. When you meet Dr. Oldham and you meet Mark Wilson, you understand that there's one thing that they want to do, and that's win. And they want to win championships. And it's not just winning championships on the field, the X's and O's. It's winning championships in the classroom, in the community. And when they showed me their vision and shared their vision with me of how passionate they were about winning championships in all facets of a football program, I was sold. And it's a great place here at Tennessee Tech, because it's not just about wins, losses. It's about getting kids here, great kids here, and developing them into unbelievable men, right? And as a result of developing them into the men, I think the wins and losses will come. But can't say enough thank you to you, Mark, and you, Dr. Oldham, for the chance that you've given me. Next off, the great thing for me is this: is usually when you stand up here and you have these press conferences, you got to, you think your parents, you think all these people. I've got my dad. My dad was my high school coach. He's my dad. He's my mentor. He was the image that I had the whole time growing up of why I wanted to be a football coach. Kind of shaped my foundation as a man. And I'm thankful for you, Dad. Very thankful. My mom, who's an educator, kindergarten teacher, third grade teacher, unbelievable pillar of our family. Like everything that that I've done athletically, from driving me to practices, driving me to games, watching me on TV. When I made the dumbest calls on the planet this year, she still found ways to blame somebody else, the reason that the play didn't work, which is awesome. my beautiful sister who just graduated law school at the University of Tennessee, and she needs a job if anybody's listening and wants to hire her. But she, just to watch her, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her growing up because of the age difference, but so proud of Abby and glad she's here. But what a great family that I have that's got me to this point. Thank you very much. My daughter Harper, who I think she's excited about being here, but she's more excited. I told her that we'd get her a puppy for the move, so I don't want to pigeonhole it or anything or corner her, but she wants to find a nice looking dog and name it Tech. And I was like, that's perfect. Great. We can dye it purple and everything. It'll be great. My beautiful wife Sarah, who serves as a mother, a father, a leader in our family. I mean, we depend on her to do all kinds of stuff. Everyone knows how hard it is to be a coach's wife. It's not easy. The time away from home that I have to spend recruiting and developing game plans and trying to help raise other people's kids, sometimes you neglect your own. And Sarah, I can't even begin to tell you how thankful I am for you and the purpose that you serve and the love that you give unconditionally. Again, those bad calls are haunting sometimes, and you still find a way to love me when we come home, and I love both of y'all very much for that. So, where are we? The last, without trying to name a lot of names, I've been coaching football now for 17 years, and 10 of the 17 years in the state of Tennessee. I've had the luxury of being under a lot of really, really, really special head coaches, starting with Jason Simpson at UT Martin. Got to be there on the front end of the reorganization of UT Martin football, and hopefully, had something to do with the success that you see year in and year out with them. Russ Huseman at University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And we got to that program, it was a mess academically, APR-wise, wasn't winning. And I got to see firsthand how to really entrench yourself into a university, develop young men, and to have unbelievable academic success, and how that creates football field success. So it was good to be around Russ and to see how you just have to be patient and recruiting the right type of kid and recruiting guys that fit your mode, not just the best players that run the fastest at your camps, but find the right fit. Starting, just all the way back when I was a GA, getting to coach under Coach Philip Fulmer, a legend in his own, was unbelievable to see how you're supposed to interact with players and families and how you run a program and be the CEO of the program. Randy Sanders, all these different guys that played such a huge part in the development of my coaching career. And then last but not least, Matt Rule, who has been an unbelievable friend, started off as my best friend, turned into my boss, and just has been unreal at really cultivating my mind and my philosophies and really pushing me to be the best that I can possibly be. Would not be here without Matt Rule, one of the best coaches, friends that I could ever ask for, and I really, really, really thank him for putting me in this position to be your head football coach. What can you expect from us? I think the one thing that I've taken away from all the experiences I've had, all the great coaches, especially recently, is the thing that I took away is you have to compete. I think that every time you say you have to compete, everybody automatically thinks me versus him. We've got to win. Has nothing to do with that. You got to compete in everything you do. You got to compete in the classroom. You got to compete in the community. You got to compete while you sleep. You got to compete all the time. I think the great programs from Pete Carroll to Nick Saban is all about competition, developing depth, competition on the field, competition in the classroom. But we're going to compete, compete, compete. I think that you have to have unbelievable expectation for your program. You've got to create a brand, which I've talked to these guys relentlessly over the last week. We've got to create a brand of what Tennessee Tech football is. And we've got to get up every day and compete and start to set expectations a lot higher than they've been in a long time. And the whole thing is just working towards that brand of what we create. And we'll sit, as I kind of have a brand in my mind what I want it to be, but I want everybody to be involved. I want to kind of be around the community a little bit. I want to get to know our players and together come up with what brand we're going to showcase year in, year out, day in and day out. I think that the first game of the season is very important, and I know the first game of the season on the schedule cards is Wofford. I think I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. Wofford on a Thursday night. Hopefully I'm not screwing that up. But
and we expect everybody to be there.
Yeah, and everybody should be there. But that's not our first game. I think that 7 to 8 years ago I've talked to these guys. Maybe I was a little bit flawed As a coach, I wanted to win, I wanted to lose. It was about the X's, the O's. I'm the smartest coach ever. Watch all these plays I can draw. It came to my attention just in the past, 4 years, especially being with Coach Rule, of the importance of player development, the importance of just daily one-on-one interaction with your players, earning their respect, earning their trust, which is so huge. Right now I'm going to go in and I'm going to get to hopefully meet some of these guys, and it's going to be blind trust. It's going to be like, hey, I'm Marcus, I'm your new coach. Trust me. And there's not going to be anything to really rely on other than just blind trust. But I've got to work daily as hard as I can possibly work to show them and earn the trust from them, as they have to do for us at our staff. They have to work day in and out in the classroom, in the community, live up to expectations, again, like we talked about earlier, that we set extremely high to earn our trust. I think once we learn how to trust each other, right, everything else will start to come to fruition. So our first game is not Wofford. Our first game is actually going to start January the 19th. And I cannot wait to attack this semester. And talking, to the president and to Mark, our AD, a lot of people would sit in the chair I sat in last week and talk about January 19th, we're going to dominate academics, and it was really just to get the job. It's not going to be just to get the job. Our first game starts January 19th, and we are going to dominate the academic realm of this semester. Our staff that we put together is going to work relentlessly, day in and day out, to make sure that we get and we reach that high expectation of every student athlete. We're going to develop a plan for them, and we're going to win the first game, which is starting January 19th. To me, that's the most important game of the year. To me, that will create an unbelievable sense of accomplishment if we just reach the full potential of our guys. And our guys aren't bad academically. Our guys are really good academically. But I think that's the first step of setting the foundation and setting the mindset that we want to look at or look like moving forward. So you've got my word. I can sit here and talk for 45, 50 minutes probably, but you have my word that we're going to, as a staff, the staff we develop, we're going to come to work every single day, and we're going to show a lot of emotion. We're going to show a lot of love for the program, a lot of respect for the program. We're going to do things the right way. We know that, we can talk about wins and losses, but until we start to develop the culture that we're looking for, develop the brand, and develop the, the relationships and the trust with our football players, none of them will come. That will come, though, because we're going to work extremely hard to get to that point. I can't wait to see you all come to eventually fill up Tucker Stadium. That's one of our goals, is to give you a product. We know that, hey, we can give you promotions, come to the stadium. Your kid can jump on a hot air balloon, right? That's great. And that might put seats in the stands. But we want you to come and fill Tucker Stadium because we're winning. And again, don't get that disillusioned with just winning on the scoreboard, because we're winning in the community, and our kids because they're helping your businesses, helping your schools, reading to your kids. We're winning academically, and it's a program and organization that you want to be associated with. That's what we're striving to get every day. I cannot wait to get started, cannot wait till this dead period is over, get out on the road recruiting. Can't wait to get back with all the Tennessee high school coaches who've been unbelievable during this process of reaching out to me and really kind of shining some light on why this job is so great. I can't wait to get out, find some players that fit our cultural brand, that fit what we want to do. Again, I'm so happy to be your head coach. I'm going to work extremely hard for you, and can't wait to see what shows up here in the future. Thank you very much.
We'll have some questions and answers, and we'll break it down. We'll have a period now for any questions as a group, and then we can break it down to individuals. So any questions from the media?
Coach,
Yes,
welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
Satterfield, Tennessee. You're an offensive-minded coach, looking at all the background and references. What is your plan, kind of what you want to do for defense, or how are you going to look at defense since you're such offensive-minded?
I'm going to get, we're going to run a defense that's built on fundamental football. It's not going to be a gimmicky, everybody walk around prowling, blitzing defense. It's going to be sound fundamental football. We're going to make opponents earn everything that they get. I think that more games are lost than won in today's college football. I think we'll get to a point as we start to build the depth of our program that we can maybe be a little bit more risky on defense, but we're going to at least first be able to line up correctly. We're going to be able to play coverage. We're going to make people beat us. We're not going to beat ourselves, and really branch from there. I think that we'll be a three-down personnel style defense, but we'll be able to play multiple fronts, 3 and 4 down fronts. I don't know how in depth you want me to get with this answer, but I think if you look at Russ Huesman, I think if you look at all the different 8-man front variations that he brings daily, but it's in a very simplistic, ingenious way where teams have to, if they want to throw the ball down the field, throw 25 hitches down the field, and as offensive guys, that's not, that's not stylish enough to do that. Usually they'll end up doing something stupid to beat themselves. That's the style of defense that we want. A patient, attacking, fast defense with a relentless pursuit for the ball.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Coach, Buddy Pearson with the Herald Citizen. A lot of coaches from the current staff are here. What kind of timeline do you have for assembling your staff, and will you be looking at some of the current coaches who are on staff here now?
Definitely would be looking at every coach that's on staff. I think the main thing is you want to have continuity as long as it fits within the culture and fits in my philosophy. I want to get that done ASAP. I don't want them to have to be sitting around wondering what their future is here for a week. I want to get it done as fast as we can. I want to have I don't want it to be a traditional, I'm going to talk to the coaches and not really have any, thought of keeping any of them. I want to get to know them. I want to see what they bring to the team. If I feel like it fits the philosophy, then that's great. That would be better than having to go out and find other people to come fit those roles.
Any other questions? Any questions from the back half of the room?
Hey, Coach, what's your golf handicap?
Ask that guy behind you. He could probably tell you.
I'm waving another partner. I've had my book for 2 years. We haven't won anything.
I'm your guy then. I'll be there for you.
One more question, Coach. Really,
Yes.
I mean, to come back to Tennessee after all these years, how's that? I mean, you kind of touched on it at the very beginning, but what's it like to be back to Tennessee?
It's unbelievable. It's a state that I grew up in. It's a state that my dad was a head coach in for years. It's a state that I probably still know 85-90% of the coaches that probably watched me grow up through all the different clinics and stuff that I would travel around with my dad. It's refreshing to be back. It's refreshing to be in a position like this to try to build a championship program in the state of Tennessee, so close to where I grew up, amongst a lot of friends. Some friends that are here today. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable profession. It's unbelievable, opportunity to do this anywhere. But to be able to do it in a place like Tennessee Tech that me and my wife have talked about, years. That, man, if I could just, I would love to be the head coach there. I think we could win there. I think I'd have all these ideas, and now that hopefully she wrote them down, we can see if they work. But it's very exciting. I forgot to mention this because I literally stood up here and went blank. I was like, whoa, they didn't tell you about this. But the very first time that I ever attended or came to Tucker Stadium was in 1987. My dad, we had a yellow school bus, one school bus, probably about 45 guys on the team, and we were headed to Nashville for the state championship in 1987, and we had a walkthrough here at Tucker Stadium, and it was snowing, right, Dad? Snowing a little bit, and then after the walkthrough, went to the cafeteria, got something to eat. So, shoot, when I think of Tucker Stadium, I think of championships, so that's a really, really good starting vibe to roll with.
What would your recruiting strategy look like, and when you're searching for players, what specifically are you looking for in a player?
I think the recruiting strategy, I mean, that I could give you some statement. I don't know how true the statement. I would try to be as truthful as I could possibly be, but we're going to go from Memphis to Kingsport. We're going to get every student athlete in the state of Tennessee that we feel like can help us and fit our program needs. We would love to have our entire football team from the state of Tennessee. I think that Tennessee high school football has made unbelievable strides in the last 10 to 15 years. There was a great core group of college football players that fit the FCS level in the state of Tennessee. We don't want to miss any. The great thing about it is when I was, I went to Greenback, which is a 1A school. Like I'm going to take a lot of pride. I'm going to go to all the 1A schools that sometimes might get overlooked. And I'm going to find those guys that may get overlooked and make sure that we're getting evaluations on everyone in the state of Tennessee. I think the other outlets that we'll go is, I think we have from Atlanta up in Georgia. I think we got from Birmingham up in Alabama. I think those are two of the outer state areas I would really like to attack. And then I think the connections that I have and the connections that the guys that I might have on my staff will have, I think we'll be able to get into Florida a little bit without having to go spend a lot of time down there, spend a lot of money down there. We'll be able to use our connections in Januaries and get one, at least be able to get in on one or two guys. It's less about the athletic, to tail into your question, it's less about the athletic ability for what we're looking for in our program. It's more about the fit, because we're going to coach you extremely hard. We're going to demand a lot of you. We're going to demand a lot of you academically. From a community outreach standpoint, we're going to demand and push and push and push until we create a man that we're looking for. So we can't, it's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be go get the fastest guy that jumps the highest, because he may not be willing to get coached like he's going to get coached here. So we got to find the perfect fit that wants to attack and wants to be challenged academically and get a great education, get a great degree from a great university. Those are those are the type of kids that we're looking for. We feel like if we can fit our roster full of guys with the same mindset as what I just explained, then championships, wins, losses will take care of themselves.
Tom Starr with the Herald Citizen. One of the biggest trends in the Ohio Valley Conference has been schools bringing in transfers from FBS level teams. What's your philosophy on those transfers?
We would rather the Russ Huesman mode. We would rather always, have our own. That goes for junior college and transfer. Bring our own high school kids and develop, because, like I said earlier, it's the intense one-on-one daily effort of development of a player that we want to spend our time on. We don't want to spend 2 years on developing a receiver and then in one failed drug test bring one in and create a problem. Will we take transfers? 100% we'll take transfers if they're out there and they want to come play here and they're looking for more playing time and they leave their team on good graces. They did not get kicked off the team. Sure, I think anytime you get good players, then you take them. But we want to get guys, develop them, cultivate them, and watch the program grow from within.
Any other questions at this time? What we'll do now is we'll allow the media a couple of minutes each up here with Coach Satterfield and with the backdrop, so we'll move these out of here. But if you have the opportunity to stick around for a little while, we will give him the chance and his family a chance to meet with you, and you can meet his family and his parents and sister. So thank you all for coming, and we'll get started with the media. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. Thank you. You want? That's great. Move this out of the way. I'll take both of them.